Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Brittnee. Today's video is going to be a fun experiment. Some of you may have seen a couple weeks ago I posted a YouTube short of me unboxing a couple packages that I received in the mail. In those packages were two antique metal chocolate molds. Really, I ordered them to use as cute chocolate themed decorations to put in my kitchen. But then I asked you guys if you wanted to see me try molding some chocolate in them. And pretty much everyone who commented said, yes, I have to try it. So that's what I'm going to do in today's video. So if you didn't see already, let me show you the two molds that I picked out. I ordered both of them on Etsy. This one shipped from France, and it says that it's a French antique mold estimated from the 1900s. I loved this one because the little design here reminded me of snowflakes. So I thought it'd be a cute mold to put out around Christmas time. I love that this is a flat mold with flat chocolates, so you can see the design really easily. It also looks cool from the back. You can see the design through the back or from the front. I think this one would be cool to use as a wall hanging, maybe like in the middle of a gallery wall somewhere, or just on a shelf stacked with a bunch of chocolate decor like my little cocoa pods. And then on the side here, it's engraved or stamped with this. I'll put a close-up of it because I'm not even going to attempt to read it because I'll just embarrass myself. But to me, it looks like it might be the name of a business and then possibly an address in Paris. Maybe someone can help me figure out what that means. The second one shipped from Texas, and the listing said it's from the 1940s and is a German chocolate mold. I picked out this one because it's a very classic looking bonbon or hand-dipped chocolate design with the little spiral on top. So I thought it would be a good representation of chocolate making in general. This one is also stamped with something on the side, but it's a lot harder to read. I think it is 71SP or R DAM 449. And I really have no idea if I would be able to figure out what that means at all. And what you may not realize from just looking through the camera is that these molds are heavy. So just for fun and curiosity, I weighed these along with a regular polycarbonate mold to compare how different they are. Here's my polycarbonate mold from last week's video. It weighed 13.5 ounces. That's about 383 grams. Here's the snowflake metal mold. It weighed 1 pound, 11.6 ounces. That's about 782 grams. And here is the spiral bonbon metal mold, and it weighed a whopping 3 pounds and 9.6 ounces, which is 1,633 grams. So I'm going to mold some chocolates with these vintage metal chocolate molds. Honestly, I do not plan to eat them. It just creeps me out a little too much. You can see here that the French mold is pretty distressed. You can tell it's old and also has rust marks and scratches, so I'm just not sure it's safe. Now this one is a lot cleaner and the cavities are really quite smooth and nice, but I'm just still not sure about it. I'm really curious what metals these molds are made of. I'm not sure if there's a way that I can tell. Maybe you guys can let me know. Maybe you know what they made these out of, I don't know. Google says most were crafted with steel or copper and coated with tin or nickel, but I really have no idea. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, let's get molding. I made these chocolates at the same time as my teal teardrops from last week's video, so you'll recognize this footage. I used Calibut dark chocolate, and I was a bit worried due to the textures, rust, and scratches on these metal molds that some of them would be tough to release. So I decided to use the my cryo method to temper the chocolate because my cryo always gives a really good temper. I'm molding the snowflake disc chocolates first, and this mold is quite shallow, so I'm not filling these. I figured it would be easier to pipe in the chocolate and try to get the right amount rather than overfilling and scraping them. Also, scraping these metal molds with a metal scraper is like nails on a chalkboard. The metal mold seems to hold the chilly room temperature more than a polycarbonate mold, and that paired with the my cryo tempered chocolate, I noticed these were setting up pretty quickly as I worked. So I filled 4 cavities at a time, then tapped them level. I accidentally overfilled a couple of the molds, but that's an easy fix. I just scraped off the excess using a small metal spatula. Up next is our cute swirly mold. Because I noticed the chocolate setting up really fast, I decided to warm up this mold before shelling these. I don't normally do that. There's no need to do that with a polycarbonate mold, but these metal molds felt really cold to the touch. With this mold, I used basically the same method I would with a plastic mold, but I placed a kitchen towel underneath it to protect the countertop from the heavy metal tapping. And right here, I was trying to get a good hold on the mold so that I could flip it over with one hand, but at over 3.5 pounds, I just couldn't hold it with just my fingertips. And I had to set one side down to knock out the chocolate. My goodness, that thing is seriously so heavy. I flipped it and tapped it again to try to keep things even, and scraping it was so hard. I just had to let it dangle vertically from my left hand and use the scraper with my right hand. In the end, the shells looked like they turned out pretty clean though. I'd love to time travel and watch an old chocolatier mold with these molds and see what their process was. That would be so cool. Because I wasn't planning to eat these, I just needed something cheap and easy to fill them with in order to unmold them. So I used chocolate cake bite filling. To cap these, I tempered the dark chocolate again with the my cryo method, but instead of using 1% my cryo to chocolate, I first calculated the 1% and then only used 75% of that weight. It seemed to help with the dark chocolate setting up too fast as I was working, which often happens with my cryo. I let both metal molds set up at room temperature before then popping them into the fridge for 20 minutes before unmolding. to unmold rather than flipping the mold onto the counter like normal. Obviously, I didn't want to shatter the quartz countertop. I rested the mold on its end and tapped out the chocolates using a wooden spoon, and that worked great. And look, they all came out so easy. I was so happy to see this. And I wasn't trying to unmold those right there. I was just flipping the mold over to get it ready to rest on its side to knock the bonbons out with the spoon. But wow, some flew right out. I did get a seriously super temper with that micryo though, so I think that really helped contract them from the mold. There were a couple that got stuck, but I was able to get them out by knocking on the exact cavity that they were in. That caused a couple chips on a few of the bonbons, but other than that, they turned out great. Since these were just molded with natural dark chocolate, I wanted to add a little decor to highlight the designs on the molds. For the snowflake one, I just dusted the chocolates with edible gold luster dust to bring out that pretty pattern. And for the spiral bonbons, I made paint using the same edible gold luster dust and mixed it with lemon extract. And then I just traced the swirl on top with a fine brush. I think they both turned out honestly better than I had originally thought they would. What do you guys think? And would you dare eat them? All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you learned something new. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment down below. It helps me out a lot. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, today's the day. If you'd like to see something else that's sweet, just click on one of these thumbnails. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.